We begin with the race for the White House. Vice President Harris sitting down for her first interview since taking over at the Democratic candidate, along with her running mate Tim Walz and former President Donald Trump attempting to rebrand his image on reproductive rights.
Our chief White House correspondent Mary Bruce starts us off in Savannah, where Harris held a rally on Thursday. Mary, good morning.
Good morning, Whit. Well, last night, this was the first time that we have heard from Kamala Harris in an in-depth interview like this since she was catapulted to the top of the ticket. She was methodical in her answers, with Tim Walz by her side there defending her record with President Biden, but making it clear she's eager to turn the page.
Nearly 6 weeks into her campaign, Kamala Harris overnight forced to explain her policy shifts, but arguing one thing has not changed.
I think the most important and most significant aspect of my policy perspective and decisions is my values have not changed.
Asked if she still wants to ban fracking, something she'd vowed in 2019, Harris saying this.
No, and I made that clear on the debate stage in 2020, that I would not ban fracking. As vice president, I did not ban fracking. As president, I will not ban fracking.
And on whether she stands by her 2019 support for decriminalizing illegal border crossings.
I believe there should be consequence. We have laws that have to be followed and enforced. And let's be clear, in this race, I'm the only person who has prosecuted transnational criminal organizations who traffic in guns, drugs, and human beings. I'm the only person in this race who actually served a border state as Attorney General to enforce our laws, and I would enforce our laws as president going forward. I recognize the problem.
Running mate Tim Walz forced to explain what the Trump campaign has criticized as his misleading statements about his military service and his family's struggle with infertility.
I think people know who I am. They know that record. They've seen that. I've taught thousands of students. I've been out there. And I won't apologize for speaking passionately, whether it's guns in schools or protecting of reproductive rights.
And for the first time, Harris recalling that surprise Sunday morning phone call from the president, informing her he was dropping out of the race.
My family was staying with us, and including my baby nieces, and we had just had pancakes, and we were sitting down to do a puzzle. And the phone rang, and it was Joe Biden. I asked him, "Are you sure?" And he said yes. And that's how I learned about it.
Asked if he offered his endorsement then or if she asked for it, Harris saying only.
He was very clear that he was going to support me.
Now, 40 days later, Harris is surging in the polls, narrowly leading Donald Trump nationally. Asked what she would do on day one, Harris light on specifics.
Day one, it's going to be about, one, implementing my plan for what I call an opportunity economy. I've already laid out a number of proposals in that regard, which include what we're going to do to bring down the cost of everyday goods, what we're going to do to invest in America's small businesses, what we're going to do to invest in families.
She's adamant in defending her and Biden's record on the economy, but concedes.
There's more to do, but that's good work.
Now hoping to appeal to Republican voters, Harris also saying that if elected, she would consider appointing a Republican to her cabinet. Harris was under a lot of pressure to do this interview. Now with this big moment behind her, Harris now looking ahead to the next one, the first debate right here on ABC on September 10th. And Harris made clear not only is this going to be the first time that she faces off with Donald Trump, it's going to be the first time they've ever actually met. She was asked, though, about his attacks on her race and identity, and Harris saying bluntly, same old tired playbook. Next question, please. It's clear she does not want to dwell on her race and gender in this historic moment. But, of course, the history of this not lost on her either. Harris saying, I am running because I believe that I'm the best person to do this job at this moment for all Americans, regardless of race and gender. Rebecca.
That debate moderated by our very own David Muir and Lindsay Davis on September 10th right here on ABC News. Thank you so much, Mary.